jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Yo, shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and Game, A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS is the first in the building. Salute to everyone that may be or might be thinking about dropping in and listen to your boy. Just make sure you take action. You know what I'm saying? Show your appreciation. That's all I'm saying. I don't think I have to go any further. Let's get right down to it, man. Shout out to Jahi Tucker back on deck. I had to start off with him because BoxerScene.com did a very short, astute article on Jahi Tucker, who's stepping into the ring, you know what I'm saying, tonight. It starts with the resilient Jahi Tucker exclaims, "I'm the best fighter in the world." Let's go into this article. Middleweight. Jahi Tucker is no stranger to tough competition, consistently facing formidable opponents throughout his young career. In his last 6 bouts, Tucker, 11-1-1, 5 knockouts, has challenged fighters with the combined record of 70-10-2. This Saturday, Tucker will face Santiago Fernandez, 8-1-1, 4 knockouts, a skilled fighter coming off a disputed split decision loss in Quebec City, Canada. The 21-year-old Tucker, just 21 years of age, man. I keep thinking he older for some reason. From Deer Park, New York. Shout out to Deer Park, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Deer Park, New York. Has already shifted weight classes multiple times, debuting in welterweight before moving to junior middleweight, where he suffered his only defeat. Fernandez, 31, recently contested Alexander Gaumont in Quebec, narrowly losing according to a fan scoring on BoxRec, suggesting a competitive matchup for Tucker, 13th professional fight. There are little inaccuracies in here, but anyway. Here's what Tucker had to say. "I've studied his fights," Tucker remarked, at Thursday's press conference. He's got nothing. This would be a clear domination. Once again, Tucker said he got nothing. This would be a clear domination. It goes on to say, notably, he is squared off against Nicholas Flies, who handed Tucker his first defeat, and fought to a draw with Francisco Ferron, who now competes in the OTX boxing junior middleweight tournament. Tucker also bested junior middleweight Nicholas Seknashvili, a sparring partner of Xander Zayas. And we all know that infamous moment when he said, "Xander, come pick your effing mans up." Oh, went viral. It's about continuous growth and effort, Tucker emphasized. This fight represents another step forward, another win this year, and I'm prepared. Tucker, who rebounded from a loss and a draw with a victory over Quincy Levias in his middleweight debut, sees the upcoming bout as another opportunity to solidify his standing in the division. Pay attention to the closing remark. Tucker stamps, "I am the best fighter in the world. This is going to be an example. I'm going to have to just prove it." And big salute to the young warrior. He has had a growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? He went from 47, 54, and now he's at 60. You know what I'm saying? So he's been like this article said, he's been involved with some tough encounters. I mean, a lot of fighters with his level of experience has not faced a top 5 ranked fighter in a higher division, beats him, and that fighter gets demoted in that higher division and then moves back down to a weight class. Nicholas Flash, the same thing. He was at 54 and now he's contending at 47. Why? And then we don't even know what happened to Nico Seknashvili after that whooping. You know what I'm saying? I think they revoked his hall pass. You know what I'm saying? A perfect lesson if you have success. Understand that you have the entire fight. Nico Seknashvili made the ultimate mistake and cracked a grin, a very nefarious grin at that. A very insidious grin where Jahi commenced to making that smile turn upside down. That's all I'm saying. That's all I saw. So, I mean, it's no question that Jahi's fighting style is entertainment, of course. He doesn't have dog in him. We're talking about silverback gorilla. We're not talking about the yard dogs. We're not talking about the yard dogs. Forget that. It's some fighters got dog in them and some just got gorilla. You know, gorilla, you can't expect them to stop whooping your ass at any given moment. You just have to, you know, be in the fetal position and take the punishment. And then when your body go numb, you wake up. You know what I'm saying? To hearing that beep, 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 beep. Hey, how you doing? Good to see your eyes are open again. Do you want some cold to drink? Oh, don't worry. We have you. We're going to take good care of you. We have an IV and we're getting your fluids up. Hey, shout out to Jahi though. You know, he got that gorilla in him. I think we passed the dog. That was established a long time ago. Now we're talking about freaking Gorilla Nation, goddammit. Beast mode. So one of the best fighters in the game, inside and outside the pocket. Great gas tank. And the kill switch, I don't even think. I don't know, man. I don't know when he turns it on and turns it off. But he does have one. Or he may just have, you know, it's in there like NOS. You know when you in a car and you spray NOS, it's there from the opening bell. It's just how hard he attempts to press on the gas. You know, so yes. You know, he run off that fuel, great engine, tenaciousness, durability, toughness, man. Toughness. You know what I'm saying? This was a good short article by Boxing Scene, you know, highlighting Jahi Tucker. and wishing them but the best, man. Him and his team too. I don't know who's gonna be on deck, but of course his father. Music. I know Shalom Jones is gonna be over there. I'm not sure if Coach Terry is gonna be on deck, but salute to his team, whoever's on deck. Once again to march to that battlefield so we can see it live and live in color on the big screen. You feel me? So do what you got to do, man, as always. And we look forward to the ring walk and seeing you going in there and getting this next victory. Salute, man. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Let's get down to the nitty. Ooh, the itty. We got to talk about the druggy, cleaning. Let's talk about it. Serious though. Let's talk about the Hot Grease Chronicles EP 385, 2024. Canelo testing. Canelo. The reason why I decide to bring this back to the surface, because some people are trying to let it drift out with the current. People trying to pretend like it's a non-topic whenever Canelo's name come up. It's never going to be a non-topic, bro. It's never going to be a non-topic because it's not fair. I've heard a lot of people draft up thoughts of what they was going to criticize Crawford about if he indeed get this fight. I know a lot of people have had their priorities in the wrong place when it comes to what their thought process was against Turki Al-Sheikh, who is pretty much, a machine, a driving engine, but trying to get these big fights in the 154-pound division. Now, listen to what I'm saying. In that 154-pound division, we just had Crawford unify. With that unification, he levels and balances out his divisional championships with that of Canelo Alvarez. Both fighters are damn near equally. If you subtract all the Mexican fights, the fights he had in Mexico, and you take Crawford's, who he's fought, Canelo's fought, the accolades and all that. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Crawford's right there. Crawford's right there. The only thing that's gonna, give Canelo that edge is him being more of a fan favorite because he's from a country. You know what I'm saying? A country who's a heavy boxing community. A country that support their own countrymen. So I give him that. He has been in there with the one and only Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with the Landy Lauras, the Miguel Cottos. He's been in there with the Gennady Golovkins. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with a surplus of well-named fighters. Crawford is also doing his climb, has made those achievements recognizable also. Multi-division lineal champion, multi-division undisputed champion, and just the whole process of him being on a knockout spree at 147 pounds. The amount of champions that he's defeated in his career. Come on now. And why I say Crawford is in front of Canelo as the best fighter in the game, you know what I'm saying? Because I gave the example of how his fans will have him in front of Crawford. But Crawford never been a dirty fighter. Did y'all hear me? My volume good? I just want to make sure. Because this way it gets a little shaky. Psychologically. The memory, the effects that selective amnesia has on people taking accountability for certain people because they're biased is rapid right now. They're forgetting that Canelo popped dirty. And matter of fact, let's relive those glory days when beef was the topic of discussion. See, I was born where, Wendy's had a commercial and they had a little white woman on there and say, "Where's the beef? Where's the beef?" Well, We found out where the beef was because Canelo Alvarez was goddamn having his molars, canines, all that. He was chomping down on that beef, supposedly. You know? So let's hold on for a second. Let me share this right quick. Let's get some things straight. This is an article from ESPN, not JoJo's network for boxing media. This is ESPN article. All right. This article is back in April 18, 2018. Just to get clarification, this was around the time when Canelo had fought Gennady Golovkin. Well, let me just read the article, and you'll find out why Canelo loves fighting on Cinco de Mayo, because that's when he popped for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That's when he became the Canelo, because the number 5 was in a 5-0 vote by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. At his monthly meeting on Wednesday, Canelo Alvarez's suspension for failing 2, not uno, not dos, but probably more than that. He just got caught that time. Yeah, he just got caught. See, I don't believe it was just 2. But let's carry on. By Nevada State Athletic Commission at its monthly meeting on Wednesday, Canelo Alvarez's suspension for failing 2 drug tests was extended to 6 months, the lightest punishment typically given for his kind of infraction. So Canelo was absolutely found culpable, liable for his infraction for being a drug cheat. Are we on the same sheet? Are we listening? Are we tuned in? Is the audible recognized? Are the bells ringing? Can you hear? Sound check. 1, 2, 3. Are we on the same music? Look. The lightest punishment typically given for this kind of infraction. You know why? Because they wanted to keep that Gennady Golovkin rematch. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to keep that Gennady Golovkin rematch. It says Alvarez has been under temporary suspension since April 3rd. His much anticipated rematch with unified middleweight world champion Gennady Golovkin, scheduled for May 5th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, was canceled, y'all. He had a fight canceled because he was dirty. He had a fight canceled. When boxing fans go out here with their instruments and they know that violin, the strings have been popped and they don't sound the same no more, they continue to try to goddamn put it together, get some Gorilla Glue, and then think that's going to, get it right back so we can start singing that good old Canelo grace. Good old Canelo glory. Glory, glory to Canelo. Glory, glory to Canelo. No. Canelo. We're not going to forget that when you bringing up all this information that you're fabricating about Crawford not being ready, not being worthy, you know what I'm saying, not have earned it. Y'all want to make up all these excuses for Canelo when he was suspended, y'all, and a fight was canceled because of his suspension. And this was from NSAC, NSAC, Nevada State Athletic Commission. This wasn't no old rinky-dink freaking commission. You feel me? Not to mention, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get the picture. 5 individuals voted for Canelo to be suspended. But yet every time his name come up now, they try to whitewash it. They try to act like this shit never existed. They try to come up with all this idling, false, static display information of hate and discontent and disdain for Crawford as if he don't deserve a fight. He deserved a fight based off pure merit that he hasn't popped dirty. He never put anything in his body to help him earn the advantage. Shout out to David Benavidez making a good point the other day. He said when he saw Canelo Alvarez in his fight with Gennady Golovkin the first time, that was the best Canelo he's seen. And guess what? That Canelo was dirty. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. It goes on to say Alvarez suspension will be lifted on August 17, 6 months from February 17, the date of his first positive drug test. Let me extend and rewind just a couple of sentences, right? So you can know the seriousness of this. In a 5-0 vote by Nevada State Athletic Commission at his monthly meeting on Wednesday, Canelo Alvarez's suspension for failing 2 drug tests was extended to 6 months. The lightest punishments typically given for a kind of his infraction. Alvarez is under temporary suspension since April 3rd. His much anticipated rematch with unified middleweight world champion Gennady Golovkin, scheduled for May 5th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, was canceled. Once again, that is on his record. He popped dirty. Stop brushing. Stop trying to erase. Stop trying to get these fighters that are not born here, that you respect in the U.S. Stop giving them all these exemptions that you don't give these U.S. fighters for popping dirty. We've had Canelo and we had Oscar. You all know who you are. You gave them quick examination and put out the word as if it didn't matter. They got y'all so spooked that y'all refuse because they'll sit up there and tell, hey, Canelo went up there and told, hey, I don't want no media asking me about David Benavidez. Boxeo. No info about David Benavidez, else your credentials will be revoked. I don't want no media asking Canelo Alvarez about any drug testing back in 2018. Huh? We can't. What? There's no need to ask Canelo Alvarez about his drug test so far back in 2018. It is now over. He's gotten past it. He is since tested clean as the honorable fighter that we know him to be. So, once again, going through the passages of denial. People who get on this down on YTC and they believe they're experts and giving their fucking opinion. Every time they try to do a juxtaposed comparison, in this topic, when it comes to Canelo being challenged, even with David Benavidez, this is not just about Terrence Crawford. This hot grease is just not about Terrence Crawford, but this is about, how Canelo Alvarez is able to sweep, do away with, pick and choose who he wants to fight. And that's not exactly what people wants to see. But I've seen a lot of bow down, with both knees when these fighters are facing Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And why would you bow down to a fighter who popped dirty? Why would you continue to criticize other fighters as if they don't warrant the opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez? All they try to do is glorify his record, when half of his record was in Mexico. Nobody told him to none of us told him to start fighting at 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if he put all those miles on there and they was over there at the Mexico swap meet, just goddamn fighting 6 times a month and building up their resume, kudos. But let's not, start acting like now this point in his career, he shouldn't be challenged. Not only that, people, Canelo Alvarez is being challenged by other pound for pound constituents. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if your constituents have earned that place of notoriety based off the achievements of their accolades, they should be recognized in the same manner to be worthy, to be qualified to face this man. You all should be holding them accountable, not the old shit. If we bringing up old shit, let's bring up computer raw. If we bringing up old shit, because they keep on bringing up, oh, who's Crawford fault? Who's this? One thing you cannot bring up in all of his controversy is that Crawford was voted 5-0 by the Nevada State Athletic Commission to suspend him. And in that suspension, somehow his next fight with said named fighter was canceled. And not until his suspension, Canelo's suspension, was lifted in August, he was able to face Gennady in September. If you notice, he faced Gennady in September for the first fight they had, in 2017, and in September of 2018. Y'all already know why. Let me continue. It says if Golovkin, you already know his record, defeats Martirosyan, the rematch with Canelo Alvarez can be rescheduled for Mexican Independence Day weekend in mid-September, the same weekend on which they fought to a heavily disputed draw. The most thought Triple G won last year. What they're trying to say is a lot of people thought Triple G won that fight versus Canelo the first time out. All right. Deputy Attorney General Caroline Bateman, who represented Nevada at the hearing, told the commissioners that Alvarez and the state had reached an adjudication agreement prior to the hearing, which called for the 6-month ban. What was that again? The commissioners that Alvarez and the state had reached an adjudication. You know what that is. You know what that is. You know what adjudication stand for. Especially if it has agreement after it. Prior to the hearing, which called for the 6-month ban, she told the panel that Alvarez had been very professional during Commission Executive Director Bob Bennett's investigation, came to Las Vegas willingly to meet with him and had produced documents related to the case. Canelo was professional, y'all, during the investigation, knowing that he was guilty of performance-enhancing drugs. It says after Bateman was briefly questioned by the commission's members, Alvarez attorney Ricardo Sestero, who attended the hearing via telephone, told the commission, "We are in agreement with the proposed adjudication." Ooh, they are in agreement with pleading guilty, y'all. At that point, it was adopted unanimously. Hey, they pleaded guilty. That's what they did. They pleaded guilty. Let me give you the set name definition of adjudicate. Make a formal judgment or decision about a problem or disputed matter. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty much know that he accepted. And that's how they was able to adjudicate for that 6 months, because what it did was allow him to still be within a window to keep the fight for him and Gennady Golovkin's rematch, which everybody wanted to see. But ultimately, the bigger blimp that's high in the sky in this matter is the fact that Canelo plead. He pled his guiltiness, his culpability. He was guilty. He was guilty, and they voted 5-0 to have him suspended. The adjudication agreement. Remember those words, adjudication agreement. An adjudication agreement prior to the hearing, which called for the 6-month ban. Why, if he wasn't guilty, why did he plea? Why did he plea? I just remembered when Ryan Garcia has said that it wasn't 100% sure that if he pleaded or took it to court and won, that he wouldn't still be punished. This is a comparison from then to now, that it's a thing. But not so much for Ryan Garcia, because I'm going to keep him out of this. But for Canelo Alvarez, the one that's supposed to be the face of boxing. I know Tank Davis, from my understanding, has never popped dirty and been suspended for a performance-enhancing drug. Terrence Bud Crawford has never been suspended for a performance-enhancing drug. I'm just saying there's a lot of fighters that don't get the respect when it comes to challenging certain sub-name fighters. They get hit with a barrage of, oh man, you shouldn't be doing that. That's too many divisions for you to jump up. But that's what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? The fighter's supposed to be challenging to be the best. They if they're great, they trying to be greater. And then once they become greater, they're trying to attempt to become the greatest. Canelo popped dirty. Y'all need to understand that. It said, according to the settlement agreement, y'all, something that blends in real nice with the adjudication agreement. According to the settlement agreement between Alvarez and the state, Alvarez cooperated with the director's investigation to the positive urinalysis and provided information related to his diet in the days leading up to the collection of the urinalysis specimen samples, including his statement that he consumed meat during that time. What was that David Benavidez said the other night? He said he spoke with some people about the levels for which Canelo tested positive for. And he said basically, he found out that Canelo would have had to eat the whole cow. That's if he was just ingesting this type of beef. And it's been known over there that, anybody who understands how we are on the food chain, that these animals are injected with certain chemicals or whatever. But that's neither here nor there, because when you're in any position, when you know that your employer does have requirements in place, you have the voluntary anti-doping agency, and you're required to be tested. There's no excuses. There's fighters on here that's never popped dirty for performance-enhancing drugs. Never. But Canelo has. According, you're not special, including a statement that he consumed meat during the time. It goes on to say, Alvarez admits that the presence of clenbuterol in his urinalysis samples constitutes a violation of the commission's anti-doping regulations, regardless of whether or not to be intentionally, knowingly, or negligently ingested the prohibited substance. Alvarez denies intentionally taking clenbuterol or any other substance prohibited by the commission. Alvarez twice tested positive for clenbuterol, a banned performance-enhancing drug, in random urine tested conducted by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association in his hometown of Guadalajara, Mexico, on February 17th and February 20th. He claimed the clenbuterol was in his system because he ate contaminated meat, a long-standing issue that athletes in Mexico, where farmers often include the substance in cattle feed because it helps reduce fat and increase lean muscle mass. But Nevada Commission rules calls for a suspension when a banned substance is in the athlete's system, regardless of how it got there. And we believe it's not because of no goddamn freaking meat. It's that he ingested it, he took it, he allowed himself to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? A part of that performance enhancing drug intimately. That means allowing that to be a part of his training regimen to give him the advantage. He pleaded, y'all, guilty. Canelo pleaded guilty, point blank, period. No matter how you look at it, when you start throwing what Crawford don't deserve and what nobody else, Benavidez and all them, hey, y'all need to continue to bring up that he popped dirty. What's wrong with that? Why y'all kissing his ass so much? People act like they don't need to do or cover what happened back then. You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez can't blame suspect meat for positive clenbuterol test. Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez, who is in training for his mega rematch with unified middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin, has tested positive for banned substance clenbuterol. Yeah. The information is out here. You know what I'm saying? The information is out here on multiple articles. You feel me? So my reasoning for bringing it up right now is the fact that I feel that it's justified and it's fair, because when I hear all of these people continue to just talk for the noun, the NOW, present, all they want to talk about is resumes or what somebody don't deserve. There should be a permanent, you know what I'm saying, crack in the door for Canelo Alvarez to be challenged by whoever, you know, has the credentials for it to be something that's warranted, that person's qualified to do. If they meet all the criteria, they should be qualified. He should have a door that's ajar to the end of his career for these challenges on the back end. He shouldn't be going out here doing what the hell he want to do, all because he want to stick over there at PBC and allow them continue to smooch. You know what I'm saying? He's in the safe zone right now. You know what I'm saying? He was in the safe zone with freaking getting all that money over there. And then now, what happened? Nothing. You supported a fighter who was super dirty. And now when it comes time for the fighter that you don't like, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to use the same shit. He's trying to put other fighters that aren't qualified to face these fighters. More so Crawford. He's trying to vouch for a fighter to face Crawford, which is just, it's just tarnish your character, bro. It really does. It's tarnish your character, because now, you know, the way people view Canelo is this, having this type of exterior, this boxing, this idolatry exterior of somebody who, you know, boxing fans look up to, more so in his country, who they idolize. You know what I'm saying? They idolize him. And he has some very, very solid ring walks. Real talk. I mean, very classic ring walks. But they're trying to say that just because he is who he is and respected by his people, that we should just ignore the fact that he was dirty. Y'all hold on for a second. I'm back. So let's continue with the discussion. This is my thoughts. We don't need a panel of individuals to try to make this fight. From my understanding, Turkey Al-Sheikh may potentially talk to Canelo Alvarez after this fight with Edgar Berlanga. What I don't like is listening to the frail-minded individuals that's out here abstaining from holding Canelo accountable for testing positive when they up here criticizing Crawford as if he don't qualify to be in a position to face Canelo. If you feel Crawford this challenge is too much for him, then allow him to go up there, just like Jermell Charlo. This is not something that's impossible. Allow them to fight. Allow the fight to be made, first of all. Allow them to fight so we can see it play out in front of us. Don't act like it's a world disaster. Don't act like the World Health Organization said it is not in good standing with the general public in the world to have this fight, because a virus would break out and somebody's going to try to sabotage the health of the common civilians. Don't come up here with no crazy ass story. Let the fight play out. You've seen Jermell Charlo go up there, 2 weight divisions, and didn't do anything. He went off into the darkness. Y'all didn't say shit. Right or wrong. Right or wrong. Is my optics right around center mass on that? Like, now he's officially a 154 pounder. It says it on his box rec. So just because it's not tempting to you all to consider this to be a challenge when it comes to both sides, Canelo versus Crawford, it doesn't mean the fight is not going to happen. Of course, there's a lot more that goes into it with the certain people, the certain role players and the shakers and movers, individuals that have a lot to do with tying this all together, of course. But we need to understand, when we out here publicly speaking, stop putting out incomplete information. Stop leaving the fact that Canelo popped dirty, Crawford never popped dirty. Both of them at one point in time in their career was undefeated. Crawford is still undefeated. So you shouldn't act like he has nothing to offer Canelo Alvarez because y'all trying to whitewash the fact that he tested positive back in the day and was suspended for 6 months and plead for the adjudication agreement to take that suspension. Where else is there to go with this? Real talk. Help me understand so I can further relay this message to those who are trying to keep this potential matchup divided, because WCS has put it out there. Crawford goes up 2 divisions and he beats Canelo Alvarez. It's going to drive one of the largest freaking wedges that you've seen in boxing fans in the sport in a long time. The Mexican boxing fans, it's going to be unbelievably. It's going to be a whole nother psychological destruction going on right here. Crawford, there's no way Crawford can come up, because they always love to talk about a 35er, right? You don't want a 35er to go in there and defeat a 175er. That would just debunk a lot of shit that's been put out here to the media. You don't want a 35er to go up there and beat a 175er. And I know that he didn't start off with 175 pounds, but every time Crawford's name come up to face Canelo, y'all always want to talk about where he started from. He too light in the ass, right? But they never want to talk about where Canelo started from. What, 2 divisions higher? But let's talk about where he's been, because Every time you hear Crawford fighting Canelo at 168, we hear what? His weight classes for a reason. This is not just semantics. I'm just talking real. I'm just trying to talk with conviction and aspirations to convince the people that I'm committed to telling you the truth. Crawford should really reconsider moving up to 168. Yeah, he did his thing at 147. And the fight he had with my dream off at 154, yeah, he got that done. Okay. It wasn't like we seen him do it at 147. So that means possibly his power's not transferring over, which if he goes up 2 other weight divisions, man, he's going to have to put on some muscles and more muscle. And he's just really going to be putting all over the place when it comes time for him to really speed up. You know what I'm saying? Get those cylinders running. Really put it on Canelo. I don't think he can do it. That's where Canelo's really going to have his way with Crawford and this, that, and the other. I mean, they're going to come up with every scenario. In every corner of deviation, they're going to come up with a common denominator, except, hey, we want to see this fight now. Fuck it. We seen him fight Edgar Berlanga. We seen how that turned out. Man, come on. What is it going to hurt? If they say, Crawford is all of this, why don't we goddamn start talking it up? If it's not within you to see that he doesn't have anybody left over, they was trying to give him William Skull now. All right, that should be an eye opener with a toothpick, right? To make you understand, like, ouch, damn, Canelo really isn't fighting anybody that we want to see. Now Edgar Berlanga's about to step in there. and people is trying to inject coffee bean juice into their veins to get hyped up for this fight. So therefore, after Edgar Berlanga, it's not like he has other names within the 168-pound division that he hasn't already fought. Like, who's there? David Morrell moved up to 75. David Benavidez is up. 2 Davis are gone. The 2 Davis are gone, y'all. This is not an artistic assignment. This takes nothing but common fucking sense. It's time to stop bickering, bitching, and whining, all because you all are trying to protect Canelo Alvarez, who's supposed to be the face of boxing. I ain't never seen nobody who's the face of boxing, who has so many people up here trying to protect him and hold his nutsack in their hand while they're brushing their teeth and brushing his balls at the same time. This is boxing at the end of the day. Nobody told you to floss your teeth with Canelo's pubic hair. Y'all don't even want to, y'all act like y'all can't even be honest with yourself to say, hey, he's ran out of big names. He's supposed to be this pound for pound guy up here, steadily on the pound for pound list, supposed to be the dang face of this, that, and the other, given the goddamn, the strict order. If anybody coming here asking me about David Benavidez, I want you to restrict their credentials and revoke their access. He's up here giving all this command to the media and shit. He's up here on $1 million worth of games, so I can do what I want. Well, I'm like, if you can do what you want, then so can everybody else. And the big fact remains that the only thing I see Crawford doing is requesting to fight you. That's all. But you are up here taking it as a joke. And you want to activate stupidity. We have enough people out here that's playing those roles. But you want to activate ignorance. You want to try to put Teofimo Lopez into the scope when you yourself has said that you get nothing from fighting Bud Crawford, who has a higher list of accolades than Teofimo Lopez. It don't matter who's advocating for this shit. It doesn't matter how many times you drop the F-bombs. It don't matter how many times you say bitch ass. It don't matter how many times you use any type of obscenities and vulgarities and go in a profanity-laced tirade. It still doesn't qualify that person to step in the ring with Crawford. We done heard all the bitches and F you and you pussy and that shit is not right no more. We in a technology era. Some of the words is like and duh right now. Especially in boxing, the shit don't work. Just like telling somebody you're going to knock them out and you ain't knocked nobody out in the last freaking 4 or 5 fights. It just don't hit the same. Now, if it's Gervonta Davis, that's different. People say, I think he's going to knock them out. I don't think he bullshit on that motherfucker. You know, it's going to be different reaction. Even with Crawford allowed the knockout to come to him, and when he's in, you know, within that energy, when the shit started to really vortex, you know, he started to bring the energy, the turbulence, danger, 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 and the knockout come. So he has that threat to go up there to 168. But people saying what he ain't going to do, what he ain't going to do, what he won't do, what he won't do. Okay. Once again, if you believe all of what you're saying, then treat it as if this fighter is challenging, because you can't say he doesn't belong in 168. He's too heavy like you did Benavidez. You all allowed your fighter to face Jermell Charlo without no repercussions. You allowed yourself to purchase a ticket or purchase pay-per-view to see him go in there and fight a guy who was currently unified at a lower division of 154 pounds and do absolutely nothing that was threatening to Canelo. And you don't talk about him at all. Y'all busy up here trying to be crossing guards when it comes to Crawford. But then when it comes to freaking Jermell Charlo, y'all just say, well, he's with PBC, you know. His brother can't do it. Let him step in for his, like they sharing a paycheck. Like they got joint fucking accounts. Like when they deposit the money, Charlo, goddamn Maul Charlo is going to get his half out. Just from being at home sitting around. Say, hey, thank you, bro. Muchas gracias, amigo. Truly appreciate it. Thanks for fighting the fight for the fam. The autopsy, it didn't come back like that. There was no evidence to suggest that's how that end game happened when the fight was over. So if y'all went out here protesting Jermell Charlo's failed performance and how he went up there and became the first boxing track and field athlete to run for 12 rounds, I'm talking about setting PRs. Sure, look, setting PBs. He was setting PBs from corner to corner, from rope to rope, from pillar to post. All you was seeing is the sole of Charlo's shoes. All you needed was the Roadrunner music. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. The solo was in the house. But back to the assignment. It just concerns me that you think you're gonna get away with believing that we want to continue to see this fight be put off to the side, swiped away like it doesn't have any quality, you know, no value to it really. It has a lot of value, man, because he has an O on his record. He's a Hall of Famer right now, just like Canelo. 41-0. 41-0. And y'all up here not realizing the man has been clean his whole career? What you all talk about with Crawford is, of course, his performance. You talk about, you know, you have certain individuals that make up lies and shit like that. But the disgrace of it, right? The disgrace, this is American disgrace. The disgrace of it is that you don't hold Canelo accountable for being a dirty fighter. There was one point in time in his career, for whatever reason, might have been an injury. I'm not going to make the ultimate excuse for him, but I can tell you like this. He made the decision to take performance-enhancing drugs. Yes, it was very unfortunate that he got caught. But it wasn't unfortunate that he took it because it was in his system. So you can say what you like. He made an adjudication agreement. Y'all need to remember that. That man made an adjudication agreement. Remember that. Don't be up here mentally twerking around the motherfucking reality. It was an adjudication agreement. He popped dirty and was suspended, and he had a fight canceled. And y'all up here talking about Crawford based off what he's been able to achieve, he shouldn't fight Canelo like he's some type of freaking untouchable immortal. I'm pretty sure that the black fight fans in their disarray and the Mexican fight fans would truly want to see this fight. Just like FEMA to an earthquake. They would definitely want to see the damage, whether it's coming from the US of A or Mexico. They will definitely like to see this clash. Real talk. I myself would like to see that. Whoever feels some type of way about me bringing up public information, once again, this is public information that back in 2018, Canelo Alvarez was caught slipping, and voluntary anti-doping agency slid up on him and got that urine, and it popped dirty. That urine came back dirty. But yet, all these individuals that's supposed to be super Canelo fans, you rarely hear them hold him accountable for that. When they do bring it up, they just try to bring it up like they brushing it off at the same time. Yeah, we know he popped dirty, but that was just a beef. And he only was suspended for 6 months, which, per the infraction, that was a small suspension. So they really knew he was guilty, but they just had to go around. No, stop lying. Stop lying. It was adjudication agreement. Let's not forget that. It was adjudication agreement. It wasn't something in the water that was in the chemical that was injected into the freaking beef. No, don't try to blame it on contaminated water and shit. But just be honest with yourself, man. Who else is there in 168 pounds that we want to see Canelo fight after Edgar Berlanga? Who? I mean, Dave Morrell name did pop up several times, but he's long gone now. And then the 160-pound division, the I Am Legend division, the nobody around. You see movement only when it gets a little dark. Fred, what you doing out here, Fred? Fred, hold on, Fred. No, Fred. I didn't see you out here earlier, Fred. Who made you champion, Fred? That's the 160-pound division. So if it's really like you see movement there, but it's nobody you really know or want to know, then that tells me nobody is really moving up to from 60 to 68 to make it competitive. And no one's moving down to 60, 68 because of all these issues, weight draining shit, right? So that should convince all of you naysayers, the haters, to say we need something different. We need to see something different, just like we seen Bacoli and Jared Anderson come out of nowhere. And a sleeper turned into a freaking caffeine tablet. Like, oh shit, This is exciting. This what we need to happen. And that's the best two-sided scenario that I can give you. Ain't shit popping from 60 to 68, and ain't shit popping from 75 to 68. So Canelo is pretty much exhausted everything except trying to wait it out and basically finesse the phone calls to get with these damn sanctioning bodies for a fucking mandatory that nobody wants to see. Sort of like Jaron Ennis. Somehow, some way, Korean Chudikin has made himself back up in the IBF ranks. Imagine that karma. I mean, and look, and that ain't really karma to be in. That's just the easy way. It's just another easy way to get a W. How can this guy come back into position? Look, Jaron had that many fights since fighting him. How can he be back as number one in the IBF? What is going on with the IBF? Y'all 1 minute strip Crawford of the IBF to help out Jaron Ennis, right? He get his notification belt. And then the fight that we want to see, him fighting somebody, he fights somebody that's Crawford's common opponent, right? And then, we're saying, okay, all this clout chasing with Crawford. Then we got Korean Chudikin being the topic of discussion again. How in the F do the 147-pound get into this state? Anyway, I'm talking about Canelo, goddammit. I just thought I'd throw that shit in there because that's kind of like the same shit that popped off with the IBF at 168. You kind of get my drift? They threw William Skull up in there, and then you threw Korean Chudikin up in there. It's kind of fucked up. It's almost like the IBF has some psychotic shit going on. They really fuck with a lot of fighters, man. Teofimo, he fought his IBF mandatory, else he would have been stripped. How many times Sergey Deryanchenko had that was able to fight for the IBF from them stripping the fighters? You know what I'm saying? Now William Skull with a C. He gets the opportunity, whatever the fucking case is. Now you have Jaron Ennis strip, get freaking Terrence Crawford strip. And now, he fight freaking Korean Chudikin to the blindness of the boxing fans who don't want to see that shit. I mean, what is going on with the IBF? It's almost like they're a rogue sanctioning body, bro. Seriously, look what they did to Oleksandr Usyk. Now, I don't know if they stripped Usyk because, how he gets the special privilege. If you anywhere from where Lomachenko is from, you're a golden child at the end of the day. But time he won the freaking unified titles, undisputed. 2-time, undisputed. Here come the IBF, y'all. Here comes the IBF. For real. Unbelievable. Here comes the IBF. Y'all got to hold yourselves accountable on this shit, bro. It ain't nothing going on at 68 anymore. Now, it was all fun to see him go through Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. Kudos, bravo. That is long gone. We have since been put into a deep coma, a deep state of nod, watching John Ryder. Ooh, wait. John Ryder. Hell of a fight. Jamel effing Charlo. Woo! Hell of a fight. Jamie Hami Munguia. Over 40 professional fights, 0 losses. Hell of a effing fight. And now we have Edgar Berlanga. Yeah, Mr. Clavicle. Mr. Cannibalistic Clavicle. I get frustrated, so I start to dig into your clavicle. Call me the clavicle rebel. He wants to dig into a clavicle. Mike Tyson says spinal, but Edgar said clavicle. He gets a shot at Canelo. We heard the rumors out here, but now he gets a shot at Canelo. And I understand the Puerto Rican, Mexican, Puerto Rican. How many times are we going to do that, bro? I'll tell you like this. If you're trying to tell me that you have never seen Edgar Berlanga on the canvas, if you're going to try to convince me that we may potentially see a 12 round, it's possible because Canelo's been handing out food vouchers. Hey, you give me one knockdown, I get one knockdown. You go to the final bell, I give you a food voucher, you go out having something nice to eat. Canelo's been giving out food vouchers. Prepaid spa days, giving them a prepaid spa day worth $50. Will Edgar Berlanga, since he's been cussing and he said motherfucker and all that shit to Canelo, will Canelo allow him to get the food voucher and the prepaid spa day? I'm curious. I'm very much is. I'm curious. Is Edgar Berlanga going to make it to the final bell? Seriously, I mean, look. Let's not act like he ain't been on the canvas before. Let's not act like Canelo can't put him on the canvas either. Attention to what I'm saying now. I'm curious to know, will Canelo have another fight go the distance with one knockdown? One courtesy knockdown. Per the contract, I need to get my courtesy knockdown. That is to put separation on the scorecards, and it's also to convince the gullible fight fans is going to be tuned in as if Edgar Berlanga is going to shock the world. Just like Canelo said, I seen it all. You're not bringing anything I haven't seen. I seen it all. You think you have a higher IQ than me? He don't respect you, Edgar. But to the Puerto Rican boxing fans, if you can you please get a hold of Edgar Berlanga and tell him to not bite Canelo, because the referee would disqualify you for that quicker than they ever would disqualify anybody else. You know, stay dangerous during the fight. But don't show people your cannibalistic side. Don't try to become Mr. Clavicle. Just fight with your hands and not your teeth. You're talented enough to make this happen, bro. But don't sink your fangs in there like you want to be the next Puerto Rican vampire, you know, in a movie series that's coming out. Just fight Canelo head up. Lose however you're going to lose, so we can start talking about Crawford Canelo. That's all I'm trying to do. Because, you know, Turkey Ali Sheik, he has the power. He has the juice. Even though people trying to give him flack and backlash because they don't have his money. You know what I'm saying? If it provides the opportunity, they'll be down there scrubbing Turkey Ali Sheik's feet and washing and bathing his whole body from head to toe. And then he said, "Hey, my friend, I want some baby oil. Put me on some baby oil." Okay, and then I will give you your check. All right, I want baby oil from head to toe. These same people, if given the opportunity, if they receive the email or a private message in their inbox, and it was somebody from Riyadh Seed and say, "Hey, I like your content. I want to know if you'd like to come over here to Riyadh and really work with us in the team. We can really use your media expertise over here. And once you get over there, you find out, yeah, you just have one door you have to go through to talk to the man. Okay? And then, we got to have a meeting. He's going to talk to you. It's going to be some things that y'all have to sort out in there and all that. And you should be good to go. I mean, a lot of you guys will find out you're not really truly Crawford haters as much as you think. Hell, you might go in there and you have to give Canelo a bath. You saw what he was doing on the stage with Edgar Berlanga. I don't know what all that was about. It got a little dicey, didn't it? But look at it this way. I don't think I've said anything to upset anyone. I mean, it's not the first time I spoke on it. But I think mentally, people need to get themselves back into get themselves back into a mode of sanity that works best for them, that they can function off of as human beings. And understand what I said, that there's nobody from 60 to 75 that's doing anything shocking to shake up the 168-pound division. So when this fight happens next month, then we should start talking about a fight before, Crawford ends up, out the door. A lot of Crawford haters will feel redemption from a third party if he's able to. They're going to be wishing him to go in there and lose against Canelo. Because, look, it's just like us just, putting on our best shoes. You know what I'm saying? Our softest, more flexible shoes. And jumping up and trying to touch a star in the constellation. It's not going to happen. You're never going to make it. So before Crawford steps out of the game and lace up the gloves for the last time, as boxing fans, you should ask yourself when you want to see it, especially you Spence fans. I think it's very much floating around in space, and we're not going to see Spence fighting anybody and having confidence that he wins, even if it is Sebastian Fundora. If he does, I'll go on here and have no problem saying, hey, I didn't see that coming. But we don't know when he's going to fight. And that's neither here nor there. The biggest fight right now in boxing is Crawford-Canelo. That's the biggest fight. The biggest fight in boxing right now is Crawford-Canelo. The biggest shareholders when it comes to, being the haters and the naysayers and the whiny bitches. Those are the aerosexuals who are still, trying to find any way possible for Bud to promote his demise. So that's why they keep on acting like they're not in support of him fighting Canelo Alvarez, even if he got Turki Al-Sheikh behind him. That's all. I mean, maybe we should implement Christianity into it and pray on it, publicly pray. Every time I go live, pray for this fight to happen. Maybe we should do that. Maybe people will start to feel amazing. Maybe they'll start to feel more confidence that this fight can actually happen if they stop being fucking haters. It's nothing else that we have. Look, check this out. Let me read off something to you right quick. Let me show 168 pounds. We have and Billy. And we have Hamid Gear, who's already been up in there. Right? We have Edgar Berlanga, who's stepping in there right now. And all the rest of them, he's either fought or beat. We got Darian Chinko is about to fight in Billy, which is going to be a tough fight for Darian Chinko. We got Caleb Plant, who's already lost to Canelo Alvarez. I'm just saying, it gets very, very fuzzy, man. I'm talking about just like a bubble back TV with a co-hanger sticking out the antenna. It's really nothing there. Demetrius Andrade was beat by David Benavidez. He's at the back end of the top 15. I mean, I'm just saying, it's very fuzzy. So why wouldn't you want to see a champion, a unified champion from 154 step up here and challenge a bigger fighter? And he's on the pound for pound list, y'all. Why wouldn't you want to see that when in every ranking system, y'all, you heard it here first. When it comes to the 168 pound division, in the ranking system, from the WBC, WBA, IBF, and the WBO, 1 through 15, none of these guys are on the pound for pound list. They have me sniffed it like a barbecue in the South. They have me smelt that motherfucking cooking. Damn, that shit smell. What that catfish? Oh, you got that goddamn that's different for real? Damn. What else you got them pork ribs, them baby backs? None of the number 1 through 15 is on the pound for pound list. So therefore, to prove my point again, is the fact that it would be special to see a pound for pound fighter challenge another pound for pound fighter at a higher division. Don't say I didn't tell you. I know some haters that was listening to what I was saying and say, damn, he be making some good points. I just don't like that nigga. Old crusty ass motherfucking retiree. God damn it. He be talking too much shit sometimes. Damn. I'm just saying. 1 through 15. 1 through 15, nobody's on the pound for pound list. But they're sitting up here bitching because a pound for pound fighter wants to step up and face another pound for pound fighter that's in the rankings. How does that not work? How does that not make sense? Tell me that. How does that not make sense to you all? To continue to hate on Bud Crawford, who has earned his status, who has maintained his residence as a tenant on the pound for pound list, for him to jump up and challenge someone at a higher division who is not only a champion, but also a pound for pound fighter himself. You let me know. You let me know. Is it anybody on 160 pounds that's on the pound for pound list? Let me ask you that. Huh? Don't go to Google. Don't go to Bing.com. I can tell you, hell to the fucking no, is nobody in the 160 pound division that's on the pound for pound list. We don't even have to go to 175 because they ain't coming down to 68. But as far as somebody from 68 moving up to somebody from 60 moving up to 68, that's worthy of conversation. No, it's nobody. Oh, let's go down to 154 though. Is it anybody that's in this division that's on the pound for pound list? Alex, what is Terrence Bud Crawford? You're right, for 1,500. I mean, it's just that simple. It's just that simple. You want to make it even more interesting? Alex, I'll take 147 pounds for $6. Name one fighter at 147 pounds that's on the pound for pound list. Alex, what is not a goddamn person that's living, breathing, to wearing gloves, that has a license? You're right, for $6. I'm just saying. We just had two names on the 147-pound list last year. God damn it, we just had them. Where did they go? Why are you motherfuckers hating on pound for pound fighters when Canelo's saying, "I do what I want. I do what I want. I did this before. I can do what I want now." Crawford should be saying the same thing. I do what I want, and I'm calling you out. Make it dirty. Use my examples. If you bitches up here whining and you got your panties tight, so tight that you got that damn knuckle showing for the wrong fucking reason. You trying to pretend you're somebody that you ain't. You being some cheerleaders and you're not really doing the right comparisons to validate you saying so-and-so shouldn't move up. Name a pound for pound fighter now. Just like the scenario I just gave you. Name some pound for pound fighters that can move up to challenge Canelo that you respect. You know what? Let me go over here for a second. I have time. I know the prelims about the... Let me go right here for a second. Okay? I just want to make some examples because last year we had Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. at 147 pounds, both on the pound for pound list. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. But they have both since went to 154, and it's not a single name at 147 pounds that's on the pound for pound list. So can I take you on a stroll on this Saturday? On the ring pound for pound list, I just want to make you aware of something. It's going to blow your mind. Okay? Let me start by number one, Oleksandr Usyk. How Deontay Wilder momentum benefited Fury that benefited Oleksandr Usyk. He's in number one. And then, in a way, he's too far deep down at a super bantamweight to even be considered challenging a Canelo Alvarez. Watch what I tell you. There's about to be a gap, buddy. 26? Is there a 26-pounder here? Is there a 26-pounder here? Can we say there's a 26-pounder? Come on. Let's see. Let's go down here to a 26-pounder. We need to find out the 26-pounder. God damn it. I disrespected the bantamweight division by not mentioning the one and only Junto Nakatani. Domo arigato gozaimasu. He's sitting in the back end. You also have Devin Haney at number 10, but he's at 140. So we cannot locate a 126. What about a 130? Is there a 130-pounder that's on the pound for pound list that could potentially challenge Canelo Alvarez? Is it Robson Conceição in his controversial win? That robbery over O'Shaquie Foster? Is it Lamont Roach Jr.? Is it Anthony Conceição? Is it Emmanuel Navarrete? No. So 126, 130. Let's move it to 135. Of course, there's Gervonta Davis, but he's not going to challenge no Canelo Alvarez. He sits at number 8. What about Dimitri Bivol? He's at 175. That's a huge gap from Gervonta Davis, who was down here. You know what I'm saying? And we can't forget Jess Bam Rodriguez. We know that. Respect to Jess Bam, you know what I'm saying, at the flyweight division. Respect to him at Superfly. You know what I'm saying? Respect to him. But I'm just going up the list. Number 7, Dimitri Bivol. 175. He ain't coming down to 168. Number 6, his compeer at 175, Artur Beterbiev. And then number 5, you have Jess Bam Rodriguez, arguably one of the best performances of recent. He is a bad dude. He is a bad dude. Jess Bam Rodriguez is a bad dude. I like best. He has replaced. Look, Jesban Rodriguez has replaced Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? For me, he's replaced him. Canelo Alvarez sits at number 4 at 168. I'm still searching for that 160 pound for pound. Where is he? It don't exist. So we go from 35 and we have a 40, which vacated his belt already. They have him updated. And then 47 is non-existent. 54, you have Terrence Bud Crawford. And the rest is what it is. We don't need to go any further. I made my point. And it's validated, certified, official. I don't need anybody trying to co-sign the shit with debunking shit. We talking about pound for pound lists, right? We talking about pound for pound status for months and months and months at a time. Usyk's been up here. Inouye's been up here. Crawford's been up here. Canelo Alvarez been up here. Okay? Where's the 160 pounder? Where's the 147 pounder? You know, just to widen the gap a little bit, make it intriguing. It's not one. The reason why I'm saying this is that it's nobody in the near future is going to be challenging Canelo Alvarez if he stay in the sport for the next 3 years from 147 pounds, because Terrence Crawford, the only 154 pounder that would challenge him, has been on the pound for pound list for quite a tenure. So he's going to be on his way out. So who's going to be up here that's worthy for the fight fans to get together and clap it up on the edge of their seats? You better think about what I'm saying. Boxing is about to hit a dead spot like you wouldn't believe. Canelo's going to be on his way out the door. Crawford's going to be on his way out the door. Spence on his way out the door. Charlo's, they damn near shit. They just playing around on the porch. They already out the door. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's going to take a while before the Inouye potentially, you know what I'm saying, being a 4-weight world champion. He has the potential. Inouye has the potential to do some work in those lower divisions of 26, 30. You know what I'm saying? He could potentially lead a sport as a 6th division champion, Inouye. That's up to him on how far he's going. And look, let me look up something right quick. Inouye is one of the biggest on here that has the opportunity to separate himself from everybody on this pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? I just have to check something right quick. Yeah, he's 31 years old. So within the next 5 years, if he's able to claim 2 more divisions, he'll leave here 6th division world champion. You know what I'm saying? That depends on how, you know, what the competition. Right now, the competition is not all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, in the middleweight division, Jahi Tucker has to make himself, he has to get that title shot. He has to climb the ladder right now. He's at 160. If he's going to campaign at 160, you know what I'm saying, he's definitely going to have to fight a name. And right now, it's not a name to kind of put him where he needs to be to get on that pound for pound list, because it's crazy. How long has it been since a 160 pounder been on the pound for pound list? Who would they have to fight to get on the pound for pound list? That's my biggest question. Like, look what Jesban Rodriguez had to do to get on the pound for pound list. I don't know if he was on there from defeating Sonny Edwards and Sor Rungvisai and Carlos Kudras. It's not like Juan Estrada hasn't lost. I guess in the method for which he was going in there beating them guys, put him on the pound for pound list. But anyway, it's interesting as always, you know, scrummaging through the old freaking boxing archives, man, the boxing annals. It gets fun every now and then, you know, really putting in scenarios and shit and helping people understand that what you're saying is not that far off the scale of competence. It ain't. You just have to take down the bias blinders and say, you know what, he right. It ain't nobody from 160 that's up in the top 5 that's going to be on the pound for pound list. Nobody. That's going to challenge Canelo. That's going to move up out of nowhere. It's supposed to be an Adames, right? Is Adames, is he going to do it? Is he going to be the one? I'm just curious. I mean, everybody was talking how he got Charlo's belt. Is he going to be the one? Erislandy Lara is not going to fight Canelo Alvarez anytime soon. What about Janabek? Janabek is a unified champion. Okay, we've seen Gennady Golovkin be the unified champion and nothing fucking happened except the rocking chair. Yoda Murata was out of the ring over a year plus just holding on to a belt. Nobody said shit about a mandatory. And then Gennady, hey Yoda Murata. Oi there, ne? Oi there. I want to fight you, man. And you're in a rocking chair. I'm in a rocking chair. Let's fight, man. Real talk. He go over there and takes Yoda Murata's belt. And Yoda Murata disappears. You know what I'm saying? So the 160-pound division is not threatening the top 15 rankings to skip that and go up there. Yeah, we're going to see how Billy looks. You know what I'm saying? We already seen him fight, but I'm just saying, can he sustain? Can we see something special from William Skull? Let me read some of these comments. I'm pretty sure some interesting drops. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. MKB in the building. What's good? I'll say Crawford didn't help his legacy. It's about what you do in that moment. You all over here just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about what's public record and why people don't hold him accountable. He tested dirty, period. There's a lot of fighters that have me tested dirty. Cheating in the sport of boxing supposed to be something bad. Let's not sit up here and act like we're condoning it by not speaking on it, all because you want to sit up here and run a smear campaign on a fighter that's your unfavorable. It's all speculation. You know what I'm saying? It's all speculation. Whatever you're talking about, that's speculation. You don't know what the Turkey's going to do. I'll tell you like I told them other individuals that's talking about money. All you're doing is repeating information that's out here. You know nothing. You're not at the table. You're not doing any of that. All you're doing is using your home keys effectively to create narratives and type them into the text. I get it. I understand. But you don't know what's going to be paid out. Nor are you impressing me by typing that. You know what I'm saying? Nor are you doing anything to me typing that. I'm not even looking at all yours because you're just typing. You're not making any sense. I need some with substance, not copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to plagiarize and just put information based off what you heard. Don't come talking numbers with me. Don't come talking about what you done heard and read off every other outlet. You know what I'm saying? Copy and paste and plagiarizing people's info. That does nothing. Shout out to Blue Hustle in the building. Salute to you. Shout out to Streets in the building. Arnold Brown on deck. Juice Lee in the building. What's been good with your Juice? You know what I'm saying? What's been good with your Juice? You know the good thing about Turkey Al-Sheikh being in control of this, you know what I'm saying, and putting it out there that he's willing to talk to Canelo after the fight. You know, I'll actually get to see Crawford go out there and give Canelo his third loss. His first loss will be against a black fighter, and his last loss will be against a black fighter. You know what I'm saying? It just goes to show you Canelo probably has PTSD at the end of the day, going in there with technically sound, slick black fighters. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably one of the reasons why he don't want to fight Crawford, and he's trying to put somebody else off on it, because he don't think he can go through his retirement in a healthy way. If and when Crawford gets that fight and go in there and give him a clinic, he say, amigo, it's deja vu. It's deja vu. It's deja vu all over again. Yeah, it's going to be deja vu all over again, man, but it's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be different, for real. It's going to be different when they finally find out that the fight... Look, I can't say the fight going to happen because Canelo's been bitching and whining too much. You know what I'm saying? The local food marts are running low on Huggies freaking baby wipes. You know, because he's been whining too much about Crawford. I don't like fighting Crawford. Fighters like Crawford, they move too much. I don't like. I don't like he said he don't like. I don't like fighting like Crawford. They move around too much. But would you fight him though? Oh, I fight him. No problem. No problemo. No problemo. No problemo. Easy money. Easy dinero. Easy. No problemo. No problemo. No problemo. I beat him. Easy money. Since it's easy money, stop talking about the way Turkey Al-Sheikh is talking about you, dog. I don't like the way he talked to me, but he's easy money. Crawford's easy money. I don't like the way Turkey's talking to me. If we're going to do it, it's going to be what I want. Man, please. Now you being the prima donna that we know you to be. You know what I'm saying? Won't. You don't receive what you got for whatever reason. Nobody has seen Canelo breach the highest pay-per-views ever. But yet when it's time for Crawford, they want to stoop down and slither into the freaking closet area, you know what I'm saying, under their dirty laundry and cut on their laptop. And they want to say, hey, I want to talk to you all about the numbers. They said Crawford only did 10K pay-per-views. Man, see, you know what I'm saying? You got the haters. Top. Let's go through this right quick. Okay? Let's see if Canelo is anywhere close in the top 10. I just had to throw this out here and put my final stamp before I stamp him up again throughout the process as to why he's a prima donna, bitching and complaining. Talking about, I do what I want. I know fight Crawford. He move a lot. Oh, he's easy money. Easy money. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. 410 million. Number 2, Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. 396 million. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. 150 million. Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya. 136 million. Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. 112 million. Gervonta Davis. What? Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. 102.4 million. Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson. 1.2 million. Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. 96 million. Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto. 94 million. And Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. 80.5 million. So you look at Floyd Mayweather, and he's on here 5 times. But if you look for Canelo Alvarez with a different dance partner other than Floyd Mayweather, he has proven that he ain't no better seller than goddamn Terrence Bud Crawford. Because without that dance partner, one of the fights that he got clinic, what's a word? He got clinicized. He received a a clinicoscopy. Not a colonoscopy. He received a clinicoscopy. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been able to jump in the top 10 outside of a dance partner being Floyd Mayweather. How is that to be? And all I hear is every time they want to talk about someone who's doing low numbers when Canelo cannot even break in the top 10 outside of Floyd Mayweather, a fight that happened way back long time ago. Long time ago. Long time ago. How can you all still be talking about him doing something super special and he ain't jumped in the top 10 outside Floyd Mayweather? And Floyd Mayweather is half of the top 10 list of high pay-per-views. Just like I said, ain't nobody coming up from 54 except Terrence Bud Crawford that's on the pound for pound list. Nobody at 47 is on the pound for pound list to challenge Canelo. Nobody at 60 on the pound for pound list to challenge Canelo. And who's at 68 that's on the pound for pound list? Canelo Alvarez. 1 in 54, 1 in 68. Why shouldn't they fight? Why shouldn't they fight? Because all the other divisions are too low. Right? 140 pounds is too low. So who else is it? When y'all up here criticizing, talking about pay-per-view numbers, this man ain't did anything in the top 10 since Floyd Mayweather. But yet, every time he fight, they want to sit up here and glorify, oh, he did 300. No, he did 280. He did 247. Man, stop lying. If he ain't in the top 10, it don't fucking matter. Because the way y'all talk about Canelo, he's not doing numbers like that, man, with the opposition he's facing. But I bet he can get himself somewhere close to the top 10. If Gervonta Davis and freaking Ryan Garcia did it, I'm pretty sure Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez can break into the top 10 high pay-per-views if they fight. Yeah, hell yeah. Because, these haters, these small, look, you got to understand the haters that's on the YTC. They're a granule. I'm talking about a granule. Just a speck. Just a small granule of salt. Just one speck when it comes to the boxing. It's not even enough for you to taste the difference. But you have people out here that's reading and listening, and then they'll go over here and contaminate shit just like a fly. A fly, when it lands on shit, people really don't know why they say don't eat it. They just think because a fly is on shit all the time. No, a fly does what it does. I'm not going into that on the live, but it does what it does to the food. It injects what it injects in it. That's all I'm saying. And that's pretty much how I look at the YTC. They're like a fly. It's not that they're used to being around and landing on shit. It's when they go to other places and the shit that they freaking was on over there, they go over here and infect the other damn shit. The healthy stuff that's going on, they infect it. They didn't start off the right way. So just think about what I said. Who's other than Bud Crawford is in the running within the division that's respected by the fight fans? He's the only one. He's the only one on the pound for pound list, and these idiots keep on talking about he's not warranted. He's the only one within range, y'all. He's the only one within range. And they keep on searching desperately for people that's not even on the pound for pound list, but just because it's Bud, they want to say 36 years old, 36. 36 years old, that's too old. He's 36. He's 36 years old. This is my lips. My lips is it's about the same age. It's not getting any better. He's 36 years old. Seriously, he's 36 years old. Now they want to mention his age. At first, he was too light in the ass, right? Too light in the ass. 35. Too light in the ass. Spencer's just too much of a stronger fighter. Too light. Too old. And he went in there and beat the brakes off. Now he turned 36. Oh my God. Him facing Canelo is too old. There's weight divisions for a reason. They weren't saying that to Jess Bam Rodriguez when he moved up. When they gave him the call, he went up there and handled business. He went up there and handled business for sure. I look forward to that day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be one day of anarchy. That is going to be the Armageddon. That's going to be the rapture all in one Saturday night, goddammit. Woo! I'm going to call Ric Flair. I'm going to say, hey, and when you wearing gator boots, stomping a mud hole, I'm going to have to call up my boy Rick. I'm going to say, Rick, you got to show up with the gators on, man. Crawford just went ahead and put these hands on Canelo. New gig, less time, but I still got to tap in with us. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, man. Handle your business, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But that's my hour, almost 2 hours, man. I'm about to dip into these fights, man, and see what's popping. Real talk. I'm about to see what's popping over here with these fights, man. Y'all hold it down. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, A-Side Official. We should do it again. I most definitely will probably be back on here after the fights.